This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Go Diamond welcoming you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday boy for today, October 25th, is a Boston legend. Boston Celtics legend who played center and power forward. He spent pretty much almost all his career with the Celtics. I didn't know he played for another team, but anyway, he was Rookie of the Year and he's one-time MVP winner, winning 2 NBA titles. He's inducted in the Hall of Fame in 1991. He is Dave Cowens. He's now 74 years old. He was a star in Newport, Kentucky, and then went to Florida State, which is not really a basketball school, although in recent years they've done decently. So he did pretty well for himself, 19 points per game, and still is among the top 10 all-time scoring leaders in Florida State to this day. He's the all-time rebounder with over 1,300 of those. He actually holds the team record for the best season with rebound average, 17.5 back in 1969. It was amazing. His number 13 retired by the Florida State Seminoles. So it was time for the 1970 NBA draft. Bob Lanier went first to the Detroit Pistons from St. Bonaventure. He was decent. He's in the Hall of Fame. No, not. Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame. The second pick was Rudy Tomjanovich, who was drafted by San Diego when San Diego had the Rockets before Houston did. People forget that the Houston Rockets didn't start in Houston; they started in San Diego. So the man from Michigan, Rudy T, the guy who got his orbital bone socked in by Kermit Washington, became a two-time NBA champion as a coach for the Rockets in the 90s. Pete Maravich went third overall from Atlanta via a trade from the San Francisco Warriors. So Maravich was a superstar in college, best point production ever in the NBA and NCAA, but then he died playing pickup basketball. And then came Dave Cowens, fourth overall to the Celtics from Florida State. So the 1970 draft had their top 4 guys go to the Naismith Hall of Fame, the Basketball Hall of Fame. The Cincy Royals, who became Kansas City, who begot Sacramento, went with Sam Lacey from New Mexico State. Decent pick, but nothing really. Seattle screwed up with their 6th pick, Jim Ard. Who the heck is he? Anywho, Cowens picked 4th. In fact, Bill Russell recommended that Cowens should be drafted and all that. Cowens would average 17 points and 15 rebounds per game as a rookie, and obviously won Rookie of the Year. In 1973, he helped the Celtics win 68 games and should have won the NBA championship. Unfortunately, they lost Game 7 to the Knicks in the conference finals. It was like, what the heck was that? How did they foul it up? Cowens was still named NBA and NBA All-Star Game MVP. And weren't even included on the first team, even though he went MVP. Good grief. So yeah, Cowens did okay. Cowens helped the Celtics win 56 games, a lot less than their 73 campaign. However, they did win the title this time. They got rid of the Knicks in 5 games, getting revenge for what happened the previous year. The Celtics took on the Milwaukee Bucks with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I must add. The team split the first 6 games. So the Celtics had to go to Milwaukee and play the Bucks. And somehow Cowens put up 28 points and 14 rebounds, and the Celtics won their 12th NBA title, taking down the Bucks. And in 1976, Cowens helped the Celtics win the title over the Suns in 6 games. Unfortunately, Dave Cowens actually left the team for undisclosed reasons early in the 76-77 season. Some say that Cowens was upset because the team didn't offer Paul Silas a new contract and traded him to Denver. People said he was upset with Coach Tom Heising. And, there was an involvement in a lawsuit where he allegedly struck a fan. Fortunately for Cowens, that lawsuit was thrown out, and Cowens returned to the team in January 1977 and helped them get to the playoffs. Cowens became player coach of the Celtics after the Celtics started 2-12 with Zach Sanders being replaced by Cowens. Unfortunately, though, the Celtics would only win 29 games that year. However, he was not made. He lost the coaching job, but that's okay. But in 1980, the Celtics surprised everyone by having a 32-game improvement in the 79-80 season. Cowens did pretty well. Unfortunately, the Celtics lost to the Sixers in the conference finals. Cowens would retire in 1980, prompting Boston to draft Kevin McHale and then making that shrewd trades that sent the number one pick for the Celtics to Golden State for the number one pick for the number 3 pick, which was McHale's, and also Robert G. Parrish. And it worked. Boston won the NBA championship. He had foot problems. The Celtics still had his rights, even though that he retired as a player. For some strange reason, they did. So, Cowens felt it decided to play again after a few years away from the game. He almost went to Phoenix, but the Celtics traded him to Milwaukee for Quinn Buckner. Cowens didn't really play much and didn't play in the playoffs for Milwaukee. He would retire for good. But yeah, he was decent. He actually was the 4th center in NBA history to average 5 assists per game, joining Will Chamberlain, Bill Russell, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was known for his all ability. He was named to the 50th and 75th anniversary NBA team. So anyway, he would be assistant coach of the Spurs and almost got the Celtics head coaching job. He was head coach of the Hornets from 96 to 99 and Golden State from 99 to 2001. 105 games as head coach. He did take Charlotte to a pair of 50-win seasons in 97 and 98. Charlotte didn't get too far. They lost the conference semifinals in 98. He resigned after a 4-11 start in 99. Then with Golden State, he was just pathetic. So he did what he could. Cowens became an assistant with the Pistons from 06 to 09. So anyway, Cowens married his wife in 1978, having 2 daughters and several grandchildren. But it worked. In 1981, the Celtics decided to retire his number 18. And he's in the Hall of Fame since 91 and the College Basketball Hall of Fame in 2006. So overdue. So yeah, he played many years for Boston and 1 year for Milwaukee. 766 games, he played 17.6 points per game, 13.6 rebounds a game. In the playoffs, he played 89 times in the games in the playoffs, winning 2 titles and 1 should-have title in 73. But anyway, 18.9 points per game, 14.4 rebounds, not too bad. So yeah, he was a decent coach for the Hornets, but in the end, it all fell apart. Not so well, don't you think? Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.